Howdy, friend. Sam Houston here, hoping you're living in high cotton. And if you're lucky enough to be in Texas, I know you're most of the way there. Now enjoy your daily dose of Texas history and Texas pride.
Howdy, friend. Welcome back to the Feed Bandit podcast and your Texas history roundup for April Fool's Day, April 1st. In 1813, the Republican Army of the North, led by Jose Bernardo Gutierrez de Lara and Samuel Kemper of the Gutierrez-Magui expedition, captured San Antonio after defeating the Spanish Royalist forces in the Battle of Rosilla 3 days earlier. On April 6, Republicans in San Antonio declared independence for Texas. But this was short-lived as the Royalists reorganized and defeated the Republicans in the fall. In 1833, a convention convened at San Felipe to draft a repeal of the law of April 6, 1830, and to demand statehood for Texas separate from Coahuila, largely the same as had been proposed in 1832. A constitution was drafted similar to that of Massachusetts, as a copy of it was available. 3 persons were designated to carry the documents to Mexico City, but 2 were unable to go, so Stephen F. Austin went alone. This same day, Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna became president of Mexico. In 1935, the U.S. Supreme Court unanimously in Grovey v. Townsend that African Americans did not have the right to vote in Texas Democratic primaries since the party's restriction had not been authorized or endorsed by the state, and therefore was free from the limitations of the 14th and 15th Amendments. R.R. Grovey, an African American, had attempted to vote in the Democratic primary in Harris County on July 28, 1934, and was denied a ballot by the county clerk, specifically because of his race. The whites-only policy of the Texas Democratic Party had been passed by a convention in May 1932. And in 1866, so we're jumping back here. In 1866, Jesse Chisholm commenced his first cattle drive north from the Red River. And in 1898, William C. Brand, an Austin newspaperman who was at odds with the Baptist Church and Baylor University because of critical articles he wrote about them, was shot in the back on a street in Waco by Tom Davis, an ardent Baylor supporter. Before Brand died, he drew his own pistol and killed Davis. 6 months earlier, Brand had been kidnapped in Austin by Baylor students and taken to Waco to have him retract critical statements he had made, but he had refused. In 1932, Debbie Reynolds was born in El Paso as Mary Frances Reynolds. Her first role was in 3 Little Words with MGM, and she was nominated for an Academy Award for her role in The Unsinkable Molly Brown. Reynolds passed away on December 28, 2016. And finally, in 1962, Catherine Ann Porter's book Ship of Fools was published and brought her national acclaim. She was born at Indian Creek in 1890, and during her career she worked as a novelist and screenwriter and lectured at several universities, even though she had never attended a university as a student. Porter died in Maryland on September 18, 1980, and was buried at Indian Creek. All right, and that, my friend, was your Texas History Roundup for April 1st. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow on the next one. You take care.
Well, there you have it. If you like our podcast, check us out at feedbandit.com. There you'll find awesome Texas First outdoors gear and apparel. Your purchase helps support the Bandits and keeps this podcast on the air, fighting for you and for Texas. Remember, preserve the tradition, protect the legacy. Until next time.